Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Let's Talk with the Morel Brothers. Uh, Thank you for your support. We have the Olympics going on, so good job to all the athletes that are out there doing their best to win a gold. Um, May the best man win, may the best woman win. Um, so you guys do your best out there to
It's
bring home the
okay,
gold,
easy.
right?
Best man, best woman, best athlete.
Today, we have a special guest. My name is Craig, one of your hosts. We have King,
I'm changing my name. You can call me
Doug,
Mr.
and
Owl.
Mr. Owl. We have Don, and our guest is my beautiful wife, my life partner, Valandra Morel. She's on the cast with us today, and we're gonna tackle the topic, which is
Cancel tipping culture. Saying it.
okay, it's sensitive, but then again, it became a way of life. Um, the tipping culture in the United States. Uh, what does everybody think about that? And we need your comments. We need your input. We need to know how you feel about the tipping culture in the United States. Um, it's become a thing of the norm. So
It's
let,
quite
let's let's get started.
It is. It's quite overwhelming. Uh, Tipping culture. It's quite overwhelming. Everywhere you go, they stick it in your face. And now every company now, and that's what corporates do. And every company now, they'll put it in your face. Instead of you, and then they have the waitress in front of you. So you go in and you buy a cup of coffee, and then next thing you know, you have something saying, "Can you give me $1, $2, $4, $5?" And you're just going to get some coffee. And they try to shame you for not tipping if you don't tip. The craziness. Now, I came from a city that tipping is the norm. I spent a lot of my life in Las Vegas. When you go out, most of the people out there, they're service workers, and you should tip them. Uh, but I'm at the point where I go to a spot and they add gratuity to it. Like, give me the opportunity to pay you for your service. Because I'm going to tip you more than 15%, me personally, if the service is good. If the service is bad, you're getting 15%. You're getting 15% because I believe in tipping. Don't put it in my face and don't just take my money from me. Right on, right on.
Miss Valandra, what do you think about it?
I have to agree with Don. It's become a little bit overrated. I mean, they want to do the absolute most when it comes to tipping. Um, Let me decide what you're worth because you might have serviced me, but the tip might not be what you're asking for,
Your
might
service
not
might
be
not
up
be
to
good.
par.
Yep.
So in that case, you provide exceptional service and I will do my best to accommodate you. But on the other hand, don't slam a tip on me and expect it. You got to do your part. That way I can do my part. I don't have a problem tipping. Me and my husband, when we go out, we do not have a problem tipping. But you got to show up exceptional service with that.
Look, I've worked in the service industry all my life. I've waited tables, I've delivered pizzas, so I see it. First and foremost, a lot of people don't understand where the tip is coming from. They think when they come in, they pay for something that it's already a portion that's sectioned out for the worker. Now, with that being said, it's like the servers get brainwashed by these companies and they're upset at the customer for not tipping if they don't tip, if they can't tip, whatever, rather than looking back at the company that's paying you 250 an hour and demanding you to go out here and work and sell yourself to get this tip rather than looking back at the company and saying, hey, why can't you pay me a livable wage? That way, if we have a slow season, if we're having a bad day, I can still manage to do what I need to do because I'm here. I'm here busting my ass for 10, 15 hours, depending on my shift. And I get absolutely nothing because the customer decided, hey, they didn't think I was up to par.
I mean, it might not be the customer thinking you up to par because we have to understand that everybody's in different situations.
Right. We can't
Everybody's
pocket
in
watch it.
different situations. Like me and your situation is different, right?
We spoke on this yesterday.
I probably have more disposable income than you, or I may be in a situation where I have none, and
I need a getaway.
I'm just taking that time to come to your facility and enjoy it because I've been going through so much. I have a little getaway, and then you stick a goddamn, excuse my language, you stick a tip in my face,
And then you shame me because I'm not
I can't
able to
I can't do it.
tip.
I can't do it. You make me feel bad. You got somebody standing over me, looking over me like,
And then
you're not gonna tip me.
you have all these fair weather people that don't understand the different variables that's going on in people's life. And it's like, well, if you can't do it, then you shouldn't go out to this establishment.
No, I need.
Why would I hinder myself and stay in if I'm in a dark spot? Why would I stay in a dark spot and just sit there and fester when I can take a moment of reprieve and have someone help lift me out of a moment with a good meal?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you need that. You need that. You need to get away from your situation.
So I hear you guys agree, and my point. So for full service restaurant workers, right?
Mm.
The minimum wage for tipping is $2.13, and it hadn't changed since the 1960s, right?
Sounds like a corporate issue.
Right. So wait, listen to me. So it first was transitioned from men, white men. I'm sorry, but that's how it was doing the service to paying women the lesser wage to do the serving, and then it transitioned from women doing the lesser wage, taking that lesser wage to freed slaves taking that position to provide the service for restaurants and providing the service, and they worked on tips, and that hadn't changed since the 1960s, right? So we have been conditioned, right, as a society
Mhm.
to tip because they work for less than the minimum wage.
Mhm.
Minimum wage right now is probably
In Texas, minimum wage is $7.25.
$7.25. Okay, so think about that. Think about that. Minimum wage in Texas is $7.25. The minimum wage for a server in a restaurant, in a like full service restaurant, they bring you food to the table, they pick up after you, all this stuff is $2.13, and it hadn't changed since the 1960s, right? That hasn't changed. So tips makes up the difference
Right.
for what they do. So when I go to a full service restaurant and I sit down with my wife or sit down with my wife and kids and we have a good meal and the server's great, they look over us and they come back and they say, hey, is everything okay? Make sure everything's good while we're having our meal. I feel compelled, right, to give them a good tip because I know in my heart that they're not really getting paid a lot of money, right? So I am compelled to make sure I take care of these people,
Right.
especially. Hold on, let me finish my thought. Especially, hold on to your thought and don't let it go. Especially if they do a really good job, right? So I'm very very generous, and I put forth the effort to make sure that these people are taken care of.
Right.
However, when I go to a coffee shop, right, like I said,
You go to Starbucks or somewhere.
they're not under the umbrella of the full service industry, right? They get paid a fair
To make me
wage
some goddamn
to
coffee.
make some coffee. And I get it. And when I get to the end, they're like, oh,
And they put that iPad in your face,
right?
and they say tip me $5.
And at the end,
You
they're
make
like,
me some coffee though.
you gave me a cup of coffee,
But I gave you a
10,
cup of coffee
15,
with a
20,
smile.
25%. No, I don't think that's right. But I think society has made it to where, or the corporate world has made it to where they use people's generosity against them. Because
And they're
because
using the humanity aspect too, because they expect you to feel sorry for that.
Yep,
person.
right. Because
Right? They expect. I apologize. I'm not saying feel sorry, but yes, I'm saying feel sorry. They want you to feel sorry for that person. They want you to feel sorry. They want you to look at that person to understand, like, oh man, that person is not where I'm at. They ain't making money. I'm making poor. So they expect you to pay them.
and
When it's supposed to be corporate paying.
It's $1 billion company, and
It's
they're
supposed to be corporate paying them.
they're shiesty.
so I get it.
And they taking
Nickel
all
and
the
diming them. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
the question is, when do you tip and when don't you? Because going out to a restaurant, I understand. They're getting paid $2.13 an hour, and a tip is what makes it worthwhile, right? You provide good service, you treat people the right way, you treat people like humans, you take care of them, and yes, you'll get that 30% tip, or you'll get that $100 tip that you've been looking for all day.
My thing is, and you told me hold my thought, and I did. And you made a valuable point. And the point that you made was that Craig Morrell, when I go out, I do this because you're in the position to do that. You're in the position to make sure you take somebody and you tip them right. You make sure you understand that person in that situation. But you have people that's not Craig Morrell. You got people that's not Don Morrell. You got people that's not Philandra Morrell. You got people that don't have the same opportunity that you had to put yourself in a position where you can tip.
Look at it like this.
Right? Going back, I apologize.
I got you.
Going back to what I was saying, everybody's not in the same position. My grandma, Daddy, I love you.
RFP.
All my fingers are not the same. They're different height. Everybody's in a different position. Everybody's in a different situation in their life. And sometimes somebody may come into your facility only because they want to get away, because they've been going through so much. In the situation that they're in, your place is making them get to the next level. But then you're going to squeeze them for a tip.
Which I get.
Silence, crickets.
No. Which I get.
And it's on corporate.
Yeah.
Because you got these CEOs and CFOs, and they sit down on top, and all they do is look at numbers. That's all they do. All they do is look at numbers. And they look at numbers year to date.
And they don't look at the human aspect.
They don't look at the
business.
human aspect of the business and what's driving their business and what really the penetration is as far as dollars. Because I'm in the service industry and I understand what penetration is. I understand where you got to get your money from. And corporate needs to step up. Corporate needs to step up and pay these people. And that's the situation we have, and we got to fight for it.
And so tip culture is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, but
corporate.
It goes hand in hand.
It does.
Because corporate is controlling
It's
that narrative.
controlling the. Thank you,
They're
Rico.
controlling that narrative.
Babe, what do you think of that? I know you have some thoughts on that. I know you do. And don't come on. Let them have it. What do you think? What do you think of the corporate world and the way that they're treating the service industry?
For me, it's personalized because of the simple fact I worked at IHOP as a waitress. I worked at Black Eyed Pea as a waitress. I worked at Red Robin as a waitress. It's,
Yum.
it's hard. It is completely difficult to the point where you know what your hourly wage is.
You worked at Red
which
Robin too.
I
She
sure
did. She said she
Yeah,
said it.
yeah.
And I said young.
Yeah. Okay.
Because me and my nieces used to say young.
Nah, but go ahead, baby.
It is extremely difficult. It's almost like you got to pick up double shifts and work extra hard and be extraordinary with the service, which I have no problem with. I love servicing people. But it's just a fact on my end with what I went through and the places that I worked. When you get that tip, it's just like nothing because
Then you got to
you
share it, don't you?
you have to share it with the
Let's not
bus
talk about tip
boys.
share.
You have to cash out with the other. Everybody has to turn in their shit.
The busser.
Exactly.
now.
Everybody has a say in this. Everybody has a part in this. And then when you take it home, it's like it's nothing. Like if you only, and let me choose my words carefully. It's almost like you have to go above and beyond to get what you're worth. And that's part. Who the heck can live off of $7.25 an hour with everything going up? It's literally impossible. So when it comes to tipping, I feel like if you provide an extraordinary service, you should get an extraordinary tip. Not everybody gonna think like that, but you do what you can.
So here's my thoughts on that. Yes, if you provide extraordinary service and generosity is a part of growth in life, right? In life you have to learn how to be generous to people. But it's also about picking and choosing, right? When it's the right time to be super generous. Because you can be super generous to everybody, right? But if you're super generous to everybody you meet, then you'll be in a hole, right? But to earn like a good tip, yes, you have to be extraordinary. And extraordinary people deserve an extraordinary tip. But the way that the tip culture is in the United States,
It's
it's
watered
all
down.
it's
It's
also
watered
it's
down.
almost backwards,
It's
right?
watered down.
They
Let's be real. It's watered down.
so
It is.
let me as a person decide when I feel like, hey, you know what, this person is being super genuine
Now,
with
check this out though.
wait, super genuine with with the way that they're treating me. Because at the end of the day, it's all about how you treat people,
Bro,
right?
I went to
It's all about how you treat people. It's all about how you take care of people that's in your presence. And if you treat people in the right way, then that extraordinary tip will come. And there's some people out there that, don't get me wrong. There's some people out there, you treat them extraordinary, they treat you like shit. Excuse my language. I usually don't use that type of language,
Bullshit.
but they
I've
do.
had a couple pricks.
But they do.
I've had a
Look.
couple pricks.
Tipping culture has gotten so bad. First and foremost, I want to say this: we all have a choice. When you choose to get in the service industry, so you kind of understand what you're getting yourself into.
Exactly.
But we got Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, right? You get on there, you order your stuff, someone's going to bring it to you. You have the option to tip the driver. If you don't put the tip on there, you have drivers that mess with your food, not knowing, hey, you know what? I got fish on me. I'm gonna give you your tip personally because I want to make it a personal experience. I want to make sure that you understand that I am a face behind this cyber wall, and I understand what you're doing. And because you don't see that there's a tip on the app, you fuck with my food. Like,
Say, man.
no. I'm not excusing it. I want them to understand that this is grade A bullshit.
Bunch of it. I'm with you. I am with you.
You made the choice to be an Uber driver as a side job, or if that's your 8-hour job that you chose. You chose that.
Exactly.
I'm not obligated to tip you. This company that you're working for is obligated to pay you fairly. And now you're mad at me because you know what? I had a hard day. I just want to have something meet me at the house so I can truly relax for a change. And you're upset because I didn't give you a tip. Tipping culture has gotten ridiculous.
And
It's ridiculous.
don't get me wrong. I agree.
Craig,
I agree.
Craig,
I agree.
I-
I agree. Don't get me wrong. I agree. I agree. However, I believe, and this
that's
is
a
like,
conjunction. Join the sentence. Go ahead and join it.
it's a core belief.
Okay.
I believe that I should also make a decision on the service that I receive.
But corporate taking that from me. They taking that from me. They taking it from you. Corporate America is taking that from you.
Corporate America,
They're taking it from
corporate
you
America,
because they don't want to.
They're
They don't want
playing-
to pay
they're
their
playing on your emotion.
they don't.
They taking that from you.
Yes,
Look,
they
that's what
are.
we're doing.
It's comparing apples to oranges, but if you look at Cali, who has a higher living wage, they pay their servers $15 an hour plus tip. Why can't that be across the board?
It's the cost of living from state to state, I suppose.
Right?
Thank you.
But
Yeah.
so with our minimum wage being $7.25, you telling me IHOP can't say, hey, we're gonna give you the minimum wage plus your tip?
I believe that's the way it's supposed to be. Look, I have worked in the service industry all my life.
I'm putting the
Just
tip jar out to motherfucking Morrow.
I need you guys to stop cursing, right?
Man, that's how
Man, stop that. Look, hey, listen. As a host,
man, don't stifle my passion.
I'm not going to stifle your passion.
Don't stifle my
There's
passion.
always another way to express yourself without using.
But I'm choosing this. This is a choice.
It is a
We
choice.
can do reels.
But when we're here and we're talking to the people,
I want the people to understand where I'm coming from, how I'm feeling, when I'm feeling it. I'm raw and untouched.
raw and untouched, does not mean he's a fatty. But anyways,
Ain't nothing.
I understand that.
Did you teach your kids? There's no such
Bad,
thing.
bad.
That's bad words. I did.
Go ahead.
I did.
All right.
Well done.
That's another.
Well
That's
done.
another.
Well
that's
done.
another
Talking for every time.
That's
Done. Well done. I have taught my kids that. Yes. However, back to the topic. The core belief is that for me, that I should choose, and I should feel, and I should understand a person's situation, because most times when people go out to have a meal or have dinner or have whatever they're doing, they don't get to know the server. Most people don't ask the server questions. Hey, how long you been working here, or what you doing with your life? What is going on with you?
Craig,
Right?
that's you, though.
So
That's you.
I know that's me. I know that's me.
That's you.
However, that's how you come to a consensus.
That's you though.
That's how you.
Everybody ain't Craig Morrell.
I know.
Everybody ain't gonna be like
Done. I get that.
everybody.
But then how do you-
Everybody ain't gonna be like you.
How do you get to know?
Everybody ain't gonna sit down. Sometimes I go out. I don't want to talk to nobody.
No.
That's my drink.
But you got to think about things like that.
Service perspective, you guys, you're coming out as a customer. You're coming out, you're sitting with your family, your friends, or whatever, and you hold up my booth. You didn't tip me. You held down my booth. So now I'm not making any more
So
money
here's the
because
thing.
I can't kick you out.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. You go out and you make the decision, right? I have $200 in my pocket. I want to give away to somebody. Right? No. Just listen to me.
I ain't
I have
I ain't
$200.
never decided to just
Right? but I've done a $100 tip before. I've done a $50 tip before.
Me too.
Look,
I ain't-
but
that's-
here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. If you put forth the effort to find out what that person is going through, right, and you're like, you know what, I think this person deserves $200.
That's not my intention.
That's
But-
not business.
but
though,
it's
with their-
it's not. It's not your business.
Craig, you're a
But-
generous guy now.
But you know what? To make that decision, say, you know what, I'm gonna give him a $200 tip
I'm
tonight.
about to go.
Because you feel obligated?
No, it's not because
Or because you feel sorry for it?
No, it's not because I feel sorry or obligated. It's because I want to know your story and I want to know what's going on with you. And And you're doing this because what? And this is how you're gonna treat me, and you go through this. I think you deserve this from me.
I'm about to figure out where Craig goes and tip people, and I'm about to apply.
Oh, we go
I'm
to the
getting
Red
jocked
Roof
in.
in Sugarland. I'm gonna just
getting
put it on
jocked
out
in
there.
'cause guess what? I want that
Red Roof in Sugarland.
because I ain't tipping you like that.
Look,
They provide exceptional service.
But it's all about how you treat people, right?
Sometimes for me though, I'm sorry for cutting you off. Sometimes for me though, when I get DoorDash for some reason, it's like I almost feel obligated to pay what they're suggesting because I feel like I have to sometimes pray, like, God, if I don't give that tip that they're requesting, they're gonna spit in my food. And that's why I don't really DoorDash like that. I just feel like if they get here on time, they deserve it. But how I have to wait to Journey's end to experience that.
So
And that how long
here,
does it take for you to grab my food and drop it off at my doorstep? Is it gonna be all over the place? Is it gonna be nice and neat? How do I know that? And that's what like I don't want to tip you beforehand and then you give me crappy service
that fear
and
is
then
a byproduct.
so
spitting in my
They
drink,
scare you to
you
kill.
mixing up
I know
spitting in my
They
food,
scare
like,
and the
like
U.S.
I
government,
just
the U.S. government, listen to me. If
They
any
ain't
one of you get a hold of this video,
They ain't listening. Keep going.
pay people to work. They deserve it. They honestly and truly do. Regardless of if they don't work hard or they do work hard, they deserve to be paid. The hard workers, there's a saying that the cream will always rise to the top. So the hard workers, people that do what they got to do, they're gonna rise to the top. And
My noses rise a lot faster.
no, but guess what? Their falls are always harder than the people that works to get there. The cream will always rise to the top. Pay your people, corporations. Pay your people to work because production comes from happy people. Happy people are more productive than people that are not happy.
Absolutely.
and you're not
Right?
successful without them.
And your business does not
This ain't
succeed
SpongeBob.
without
Don't treat them like bottom feeders.
without happy people. People that are happy are more productive. So pay your people. Even if you have to overpay for them for a little bit. Because you overpay them for just a tad bit, but then your profit is gonna overtake that overpayment because they're gonna produce. So pay your people. People deserve to be paid. They work hard. They leave their families.
They're
They
not robots.
they give away their personal time, and they're not robots. So they deserve to be paid. So even if you have to overpay for people, even if you have to overpay for good people, overpay for them because on the back end you're gonna see the profit and stop looking at the numbers because numbers, yes, they're important,
Uh,
but everything takes time to progress. The seed doesn't grow overnight,
At the end of the day, I
right?
want to say
Tip culture's
tip culture stinks.
bullshit.
Tip
Excuse my
culture
language.
stinks. I agree. If you're in the service industry, you deserve a tip, especially if you're working hard, you're doing what you're supposed to do. But I don't agree with shaming someone who doesn't tip because you don't know what
Your
they're going through.
situation.
You don't know what they have. And sometimes they just need a getaway. Don't shame because they can't tip. That's where I'm at.
Okay, where you at?
Me, I just feel like corporate America needs to stand up. Even the year to date, you know how I know that? Because I'm a corporate guy. Uh, and we need to pay our employees. We need to pay the people that come in every day and work. We need to make sure that we pay them fair. There's a fair wage for everything that's out there. And pay people. Tips are supposed to be
Gratuity.
an additional
Cherry on top.
something that I worked for because I'm personally good at
working with Philandra, or working with Craig, or working with Rain, because I have a people personality in me, so I should get paid for my talents as far as the tips. But I just come in every day and get a respectable wage so I can take care of my family. That's how I feel.
Exactly.
And philosophy.
For me, provide exceptional service. You do what you're supposed to, and you don't have to worry about getting missed out on a tip. That's what I think. It's just that, in a nutshell, you do what you're supposed to do, and somebody blesses you, and it'll come right back to you. Just do what you're supposed to do. There's a lot of pricks out there. You go over and beyond for them, and then they want to leave $1 and some change on there. It's like nobody should have to feel worthless. I mean, they ran back and forth, busting their hump for you. Make it worthwhile. That's just the gist of it.
All
I
right.
just gotta say,
Oh, wow.
pricks are pretty small most of the times.
And them the ones with the money.
So,
They want to leave $1.25.
You pricks like that, you usually small. You a small. Just go.
All right. So for me, it's the humanity aspect, right? It's about treating people like human beings,
Mm-hmm.
right? As a server, you have to make sure you treat everybody equally because you never know who's walking through your door. Um, Looks are deceiving, right? You have to make sure you treat everybody with respect and treat everybody as a human being and know that that one person that you look at and in your mind that is the person that you really don't want to mess with or the person that you really don't want to talk to might be that person that can change your life, right? And the tip culture has been tainted, right?
Hmm.
A tip, like Valandra said, is supposed to be a blessing on top of what you got. What they're paying you is supposed to be a blessing, and we need to understand that it is a blessing because someone is giving you something out of the kindness of their hearts, and
Exactly.
that's what tipping is all about. Tipping is about kindness and blessing someone that you feel that deserves a little extra because they were extraordinary.
It's
Exactly.
appreciation.
And it's showing gratitude.
That's why they throw.
That's what tips are supposed to be. That's why it's called gratuity. It's called gratuity because I am showing gratitude for your exceptional service. So be exceptional as people.
Corporate took it away though.
And
No,
not greedy.
But just because corporate took it away does not mean that you do not have to be exceptional to have people feel gratitude. And that's what tipping is about. Tipping is about gratitude. It's about being grateful for someone that is doing something that is above and beyond. And it's gratitude.
Yeah.
That's what this is about. It's about being grateful for someone that is doing something that is above and beyond the exception.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for joining us today.
Before we leave, I just want to say something, and this is really like in my heart. Uh, Sonia Massey, your
Oh
family.
yeah.
I just want to say that young lady did not deserve what she got.
At all.
Mm-hmm.
That young lady was going through some mental issues, and anybody who has mental health out there,
Get help.
please get help. Family members, pay attention to your family. Take care of your family. Sonia Massey, you're on my heart. I thought about you. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for your family. And that gentleman, well, not gentleman, that tyrant that took your life,
Oh.
that tyrant that took your life, hopefully the justice system give him what he deserved. Sonia Massey, you and your family again. Much love. Big up. I know you guys going through some trying situation right now. Because right now, it's somebody out there, Miss Massey's family, no mom, no daughter, no sister, no friend, no family member. Somebody took that. Much love to her family, and God bless them. That's what I got to say.
Amen. 100%. See you guys next week.